Funding strategies for startups, bringing opportunities and accelerating wealth.
So, hi everyone. Continuing the startups and investment panels, I'm here again. I'm Alessia Baumgartner. I work as BD for the MENA region at DWF Labs, a Web3 investment firm and top 5 market maker. Thank you so much for being here. Please, could you talk a little bit about your company and what you do there, and like what are the, let's say, startups that you guys are focusing for now?
Hello everybody, I'm Adrian Niculescu. I'm a Romanian entrepreneur and investor. This November I celebrated 6 years in Web3, and in that moment I've started TOMORROWerse Capital, which is a venture ecosystem, having as a tagline people before startups. Because we saw last year that even if many business models were good, the people behind the projects were the ones who screwed up things. And of course, the entrepreneurship in essence is you find successes among many, many failures, you know? And in my professional activity, besides being an investor, I'm also a founder and advisor in projects. We are doing now, for example, fundraise for Meta Studio, which is a business metaverse for business creators, 𝐒𝐭𝐨𝐬𝐧 token, which is a pure DeFi token with bridges to 18 exchanges, and also helping Paypolitan, which is a fintech company based in Estonia, with the fundraise before being listed on Nasdaq. So working on real projects, real things with a lot of entrepreneurial grit, right? And we are in a fantastic place which is full of opportunities. Before the conference today in the morning was an investor breakfast very close to here. And also here, if you look at the speakers, if you look at lounges, depending on what you are looking for, if you are looking to raise money, if you are looking to hire a team, if you are looking to get advisors, you can find under this roof all these things. The only element important is not to expect anybody to find you. You need to be proactive and to chase those opportunities. Start knock on the doors. You will see that this industry is driven by ego. Many people, once they hear some success, will stay at an upper floor and will not want to even discuss with you, you know. But among these people, you will find others. We are not here to judge, but this is happening, you know. So you will get a lot of no's, which will be failures, but among those no's, you will get some yeses, which are the successes. Exactly, the entrepreneurship is like that. The investing is like that, you know? And we may say that in Web3 we are in a bear market, but usually in a bull or in a bear market, the amount available for investment is the same. Just that the funds are distributed in different ways, or are held back, you know, and the process of investing takes longer. If you look in the market, for example, with what happened with Silicon Valley Bank, this is pretty bad, right? It sends a very bad message, but also the silver lining here is something I believe in. The next big thing can come from anywhere. It doesn't have to be Silicon Valley. It doesn't have to be a hub which is already known, right? Is it too far? Oh, okay. Look at, for example, in Dubai, how much this industry evolved over the last few years, right? Because the government created a direction, helped the ecosystem evolve, created the space for things to happen. And we are here now today, right, in this beautiful place, sharing these thoughts which could become life-changing or business-changing things if they are implemented, you know?
Adrian, thank you so much. Besides the introduction, I believe you gave an overall view of the market and the macro that we are facing right now. I just wanted to understand. So you mentioned about Dubai and all the strategies that the government and the people that are working here are implementing. How do you see the space in crypto right now that we're in this bear market in the next 2 to 3 years, especially for the VC strategies investing in that particular view?
So first, I'm a marketing person. I'm a marketing, sales, and business development person. And I'm always looking at the words, at the copywriting, at the triggers. And initially, all the communication was around crypto, starting 2017, 2018. Now, in the communication, there is a big shift towards Web3, and crypto remains a small but important part of Web3. So the Web3 ecosystem becomes larger than crypto. Already, we had some cycles in the market. So the players in the market, both the investors, the angels, and the retail contributors, because here is a distinction, everybody who is putting, let's say, $100 into a token is called investor, but most of the tokens are utility tokens. They are not securities. So maybe you can use contributors or backers, And very funny, we filmed a pilot episode from a Shark Tank type show, and there is a Lambo outside, and it was that example. You put $100 now, and you want Lambo tomorrow. If that Lambo doesn't happen, you say, okay, it's a scam. I believe there is more focus on the essentials.
Yeah.
Less hype, because people saw the good effects and the bad effects of the hype. And I always say, when you see something big in social media, it means that it's too late to enter if you want to purchase some tokens.
Exactly.
Because that hype is created artificially by paid media, and when the digital asset is pumping in price, the initial backers are selling, so a huge drop in price follows. So you need to wait, if you want to wait for the price correction, and after that.
Yeah, in crypto in general, right? You need to do your own research, get to know the trends before everyone else. That's how the market works, and that's why crypto Twitter is huge. But talking a little bit about different ways of funding. You were mentioning before about the retail investors and then the private investors. I think one topic that is emerging a lot are the investment DAOs. So we're seeing right now the the rising of investment DAOs and product studios such as VenturePunk that support projects before the pre-seed stage, which is the one that you were mentioning before. How should projects think about these different sources of funding, and what are some drawbacks to raising money from other alternative sources than the VCs, for example?
It's like, okay, when you start such a project, let's say, if it's very early stage, how do you make the first steps? Hello, welcome.
In the last 2 minutes, but please go ahead.
So let's say that you start a project, right? And it's a concept I've learned from AppSumo. AppSumo is a marketplace of apps. So they say when you are at a very early stage, you can start a ghetto version of the project and start making sales. You can even make sales via email before you start automating. So if you have a community, even if it's a small one, it doesn't matter how big are the numbers at the beginning. What is important, the engagement. If you have, I don't know, 10 people in the Telegram group, I'm always using the example of $100 or the example of 10 users on Telegram, because once you know what to do with 100, you will learn what to do with 1 million. If you start with 1 million, if you don't know what to do, it will be a complete failure. So once you have 10 engaged users on Telegram, this can be your first clients. This can be your first buyers of tokens, of NFTs, which will bring you the first budget for marketing.
Yeah.
You know, these first steps are essential because I see many projects, okay, there is a white paper, we are raising 5 million. 5 million for what? It's a team of 2-3 people. They don't have any development. They have a token, which has a cost of $200 to create. It takes 10 minutes, right? So they raised 5 million. 5 million for what? And there are 3 things I'm looking at, for example, for a project, and I advise any startup founder to be very strong on these 3. One of the most important is the team. If the team is good, even if the project fails, they will find ways to pivot, to restart. If the team is weak, will be the next rug pull, 100%, guaranteed. Also, the types of people are in the team. If people are rug pullers, most likely the next project will be like that, correct? You'll have to look at the track record. Next thing, the innovation. If there is a new blockchain, there is some innovation. If it's just a token built on Binance Smart Chain, there's no innovation there. But could be innovation in the business model of the project. Look at Airbnb, for example. It's not from Web3, but they have a patent for the business model, right? So there is innovation. There is intellectual property. And the third one, the potential of mass adoption. Yeah. Because now with the Bitcoin wallet, you can't go to Waitrose here to buy groceries. You can't. If you have a card from an exchange, you can do that, right? But a token or a coin can be adopted widely in an industry. So if these 3 are met, the project is highly investable.
Great, thank you. So Mende, welcome to the stage. If you would like to introduce yourself and Bonus Market for just a few seconds, and then afterwards I will jump to the questions to a founder like you.
Thank you so much, and sorry for running late. Honestly, I did not know that I have this panel. People told me outside. All right, so I'm the founder of Bonus Market. It's a Web3 social engagement platform. We use a decentralized digital identity in order for people to log in, to authenticate themselves, and then to authenticate all their socials. We try to gamify the real world by consensus mechanisms like proof of attendance and token gating. And currently we're in the stage of building, and we've been in this stage since 1 year. And in regards to raising and funding opportunities, so we did not raise a crazy amount of money back in the time because I like to work in stages. But then Luna happened, Celsius happened, all those things happened, and people who like to throw 6 figures at me before, I would not give them any allocations because I check who they are, what value they can bring, because my cap table is very nice. And now I regret it.
I mean, it's how the crypto market works. One day, the market is crashing. The next day, Bitcoin is at 25K. We never know how it works. But asking to a founder like you, crypto VCs do not just provide capital, right? They also play an active role in researching protocol designs, identifying the right customers, and managing treasury liquidity to help startups achieve their goals. So some VCs focus on ownership, while others invest in the underlying infrastructure. How should startups approach how should the partners approach finding the right strategic partners, and how can they start building a relationship with those VCs?
That's a very good question, and to answer that, since I've been going through the process, I feel that VCs are very important because they have a very good experience in guiding the startup and not to do certain mistakes because they invest in so many companies. So obviously they see or they get updated on what's happening. So some of the VCs which we have, like for example Cypher Capital, whenever I have a meeting with the analysts, they give me so much great information of other projects, what they're doing, where their valuation stays, what to change and how to readjust our product, that it's really extremely helpful. But furthermore than a VC, I learned that it's very important to actually have an incubator. But also this only works if the founder of the project doesn't really have a crazy ego and thinks, oh, now I raised millions, which is not my money. I know everything. Nobody can teach me. If people have this mindset, it's wrong. Because I personally, I don't know everything and I love to learn. And I rather hear from people who have much more experience in this space than me. Just that there are a lot of people also who call themselves VCs, because they made some small investments, but then they don't really have the experience, you know, and it's hard sometimes for certain startups to figure out who are the genuine ones and who not. Even if it shows on their website all those amazing projects, it doesn't mean anything. There's no proof.
Yeah, you mentioned a couple important things. So again, do your own research. The crypto community is so open, so you can literally talk to anyone. At the end of the day, we're all here trying to make blockchain and crypto a mass adoption. So, you know, doing your due diligence, not just as a VC, but also as a founder itself, is really important. And you're also mentioning about surround yourself with people that have different knowledges. I love a saying that says that if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You always need to be in your getting out of your comfort zone, talking to people that have knowledges in different areas that you don't have, because at the end of the day, you cannot have expertise in all areas like product, marketing, community building, etc. So it's really nice to have a space like AIBC and to be talking to founders like Mende and to VCs like Adrian. But yeah, guys, our time is up. Thank you so much for listening to us. Thank you guys for being here and sharing your experiences. And thank you, AIBC, for having us here. So yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.